If you feel like you're doing everything right, but the scale isn't going down, or maybe it is, but your progress is slow, the key to overcoming this plateau could lie with sleep. We spend 1/3 of our life sleeping, which is a lot of time. And there are ways to better take advantage of this time and burn more fat while you sleep. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Now, some of the tips we're going to talk about in this video might seem a bit obvious, but bear with me here because there is some nuance. And I promise you, tip number 3, you probably haven't thought of before. It's well known that sleep deprivation lowers your resting metabolic rate. And on top of that, sleeping less than 6 to 7 hours per night is also linked to a higher BMI. And this isn't just a coincidence. So the first thing you want to do if you want to burn more fat while you're sleeping is be in bed for a minimum of 8 hours every night. If you aren't giving yourself this time, you're already starting on the back foot. Getting enough sleep is so important for proper hormone function. Even if you just have one night of short sleep, hormones that play a role in metabolism get thrown out of balance. Insulin will stay elevated the following day. And if you've heard me speak about insulin before, you'll know that it's referred to as the fat storage hormone. Because when insulin is high naturally, this means our body has energy coming in. So fat burning turns off. And when insulin is low, this is when our body will use stored energy, aka body fat. So if you aren't sleeping enough, insulin will be elevated, and this will make fat burning harder. So step 1, and the baseline for everything else we're going to talk about in this video, is to give yourself at least 8 hours of sleep opportunity every night. The next thing you're going to want to do is to stop eating at least 3 hours before bed. And this helps for a few different reasons. The first is that a big part of falling asleep comes down to changes in our body temperature. Our body temperature goes up throughout the day and then dips in the evening before we go to bed. And this lower temperature helps us to fall asleep. But if we do things too close to bedtime that increase our body temperature, such as having a late workout, it takes longer for us to fall asleep and it takes longer for our body to cool. And this is why exercising before bed makes it hard to fall asleep. But another factor that increases our body temperature that a lot of people don't realize is digesting food. When we eat, our core body temperature goes up. So if we eat too close to bedtime, this is going to have a similar effect to working out. Now, of course, how much you eat and what you eat is going to make a difference here. If you're just having a small snack before bedtime, that's not going to have a big impact. But in general, you want to have your last full meal at least 3 hours before bedtime. Because the faster you can fall asleep, the more time your body has to recover overnight. And if you eat too close to bedtime, then it's going to take longer for your body to digest that food and for your insulin to come down. And as we already discussed, when insulin is high, your body isn't burning fat. And I don't want you to be confused. This tip isn't about eating less calories. It's about timing and temperature control. Now, I said you probably hadn't heard of number 3 before, and it's going to sound almost too easy to be true, but I'll give you some studies to back it up. For this next one, you're going to want to drink 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in a glass of water an hour before bed. Vinegar speeds up how quickly the cells in our body absorb glucose. And if excess glucose can leave your bloodstream faster, then insulin comes down faster, which gets you into a fat-burning state faster. Now, the next tip brings us back to temperature and how keeping your body cool helps you to sleep better, helps you to get deeper sleep, and ultimately can help you to burn more fat. The ideal temperature for sleep is between 15 and 20 degrees Celsius or 60 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit. For older adults, this can be slightly higher at 20 to 25 degrees Celsius and 68 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, I'm sure we've all experienced how sleeping when you're hot is miserable. If we're tossing and turning throughout the night, this is going to lower how long we spend asleep, our sleep quality, and make it more difficult to burn fat. So make sure your thermostat is set correctly. And another thing you can do is to have a mattress that helps cool you as well. And this is why I love the Lux Pro mattress. It has AirGrid technology. The AirGrid layer enhances airflow and dissipates heat to maintain your ideal sleep temperature, so you can fall asleep 1 degree cooler. And right now you can stay cool in a click with Emma Sleep's Black Friday sale. You can save up to 60% and get an additional 10% off when you use my code Coach Kait BF. With over 13,000 5-star reviews and a 150-night trial, there's no better time than now to give Emma Sleep a try. Click the link in the description box down below to shop the sale. Number 5 is to stay consistent. The next piece of the puzzle, which is key, is to go to bed at the same time every night, even on weekends. Our bodies work on a circadian clock, and if our rhythm is in sync, then hormones involved in metabolism will be released at the same time every day. We see this with hunger and digestive hormones. When we eat at the same time every day, we become hungry at the same time every day. This is because our bodies know we're going to eat then, so they release hormones in anticipation. And if we stay consistent with our bedtime, then melatonin will be released at the same time every evening, and our sleep quality will improve. And you're probably starting to see a bit of a trend here. If we sleep better, our metabolism is going to be able to work better, and we're going to be able to burn fat more efficiently. Because even our hunger hormones change when we don't get enough sleep. After a night of low sleep, ghrelin, the hormone that makes us feel hungry, is higher, and leptin, the hormone that makes us feel full, is lower. So while this isn't directly related to fat loss or fat gain, it certainly makes it harder to stay consistent when your hunger cues are out of whack. So in summary, give yourself at least 8 hours of sleep opportunity every night. Stop eating at least 3 hours before bed. Take 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar before bed. Make sure you're sleeping in a cool room with a cool mattress, and stay consistent. And remember, you can get quality sleep in a click with Emma Sleep's Black Friday sale, where you can save up to 60% off and get an additional 10% when you use code CoachKaitBF at checkout. Only on for a limited time. Now, before you go, I want to hear from you in the comment section. Let me know if sleep is an area that you struggle with. Is there anything you have found that has helped you to improve your sleep? Let me know down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.